To this day, I cannot believe that there was a lion in Yellowknife.
I can't remember, it was an Edmonton Journal or a paper. I spotted an ad that said lion cubs for sale. So I thought, that would be a good idea. She came via Tampa Bay, via Churchill, and to Yellowknife. She, if I remember correctly, now I got her about December 16th of 1976. She left Tampa, it was 85 degrees. When I picked her up at the airport, minus 41 or 42 Fahrenheit.
And as I approached the bay, there seemed to be what appeared to be a very large dog tied to a parking meter. And as I got closer, it looked larger and larger, something like a Great Dane. But as I got even closer, it had a very odd tail with a tuft of fur on the end. And of course, the mind starts computing this, and it's one of the few times in my life I could not believe my eyes, because I realized at that time that I was looking at a lion tied to a parking meter as someone would their pet dog.
I got the chance to pet the lion, and it was a fantastic experience. Sheba was all muscle and bone. And at one point, she placed her jaws around my ankle and started gently chewing and slobbering all over my work boots. And I didn't mind what she was doing, but Al made me pull my foot away. He said that given the scrutiny that he was under by the city, he said an incident like that was the last thing that he needed.
Two things happened. It was, she was getting big enough, and it wasn't fair to keep her in a contained area, and people in Yellowknife were getting nervous. There was a whole bunch of things that started snowballing, and I didn't want it to be, to go in a negative way.
1. No person shall keep or harbor a lion within the city of Yellowknife on or after the 15th day of September in the year 1977. 2. Any lion found within the city of Yellowknife on or after the 15th day of September in the year 1977 shall be liable to be destroyed forthwith.
The North back in those days was a place of very few rules compared to the rest of Canada. So it wasn't surprising that the city did not have an exotic pet bylaw at the time. And I can remember, all the angst in the city. Should there be a bylaw? Should there be other exotic animals that should be included in the bylaw? Should Elle and Sheba be given be grandfather because they were there before the bylaw came to exist, and so on. So I know that the city got an awful lot of phone calls from the Yellowknifers at that time, because there was a lot of concern. But I certainly never heard of or ever saw any incident where Elle did not have the lion in control. And it was kind of cool. We had a lion walking the streets of Yellowknife.
And I said, and they passed a bylaw owning lions. So I said, if that's how you're going to play it, I made a phone call to the same park that I got Sheba from, and said they had a gorilla, mountain gorilla. And if I remember, it was $4,000 to have, 7-month mountain gorilla shipped to Yellowknife, It was just, I was young and angry, and I was trying to do the right thing, get rid of Sheba, but they were pushing, and then so that ended that. But I finally got hold of Al. I took her to the airport, and we moved to Edmonton in 78, and I seen her on a regular basis up until she passed in, I want to say 1988. I believe she had cubs.
Everyone comes to the North for their own reasons. Perhaps the lion did too.
She wanted to just be around people. She wanted to kiss everybody and hug everybody, and she was quite a character. It was so worth it, and appreciative of the people in Yellowknife for all the support. When it was time for her to go, there was all kinds of support from the locals.